Hey, how y'all doing on today? Y'all good? Getting ready for this storm? Yes, it's gonna be a storm that hit. um, I don't know the dynamics. God gave me a dream yesterday or early this morning, and it was dealing with me being in the middle of this storm. So I'm gonna, just kind of tell y'all about this dream that I had. This extremely significant. Anytime my daddy come to me in a vision, it's extremely significant. So he was in his vision, and in my vision, I don't see my daddy as my daddy. Like, I don't see him as, ooh, daddy. Like, I know who he is, like, but the relationship that we got is not, like, revealed in my visions. So I just know, like, when I talk to y'all, I be like, I see my daddy, but when I'm actually in the presence of my daddy, the relationship that we got with each other is not, like, shown to me. So that's how all my vision is that do deal with my daddy. Like, I don't see my dad in the vision be like, ooh, that's my daddy. Hey, daddy, how you doing? It don't be like that. Like, I don't even know the relationship till I wake up and come back on this side over here. So that's kind of how it is. So, yeah. So I'm just going to get into this dream. My mom gave me the revelation. And anytime my daddy comes to me, it's a warning. Ding, 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 ding. It's a warning. So I'm finna go and get into this dream, and I had actually texted the dream to my daughter. So I'm just reading what I text to my daughter. So I just said, I just dreamed it was a bad storm. It was like hell-like size balls of something falling, and it was just birds was just eating it. I don't know what it was because it was dark. The whole vision, everything was just dark and cloudy, like in the middle of a storm. But it looked like it could have been like some berries, like some pieces or something. Like, and I was just assuming berries, but I'm like, dog, what is it? I could not make out what it was. And it was like, and I was thinking like maybe berries off a tree or something, but it was just like little pieces of whatever this was. And it was just falling through the midst of the storm. And it was smashing the ground so hard, and it was birds all over the whole street, everywhere. Just eating all this stuff that was falling to the ground through this storm. So that's what was going on in the dream. And my daddy, I text my daughter and told her my daddy was with me in this dream. And it looked like I was in the middle of a tornado trying to get home. So that's how the dream kind of was. And I was seeing these birds while I was driving. I was just seeing all these birds, all this stuff just falling. And the birds just running in the streets, eating all this stuff while I'm trying to like get home. And I just said the winds were so strong that the berries, or I was assuming it were berries. I don't know what it was. It was just little small pieces of something that were just slammed to the ground. And it was just all these birds were just eating all this stuff. In the streets, in the streets was filled. Like the whole street filled. You couldn't barely drive. It was just filled with birds everywhere. Some of that stuff was smashed to the ground. All these birds, all I could do was see them eating this stuff. And it wasn't really clear what it was. And I just said berries because it's just like little small pieces or something. But, so I just said, oh, birds eat berries. So maybe it was a berry, but no, because it was kind of gruesome. Like the way the stuff was falling, slamming it to the ground. And it kind of looked blooded. Like it looked bloody. Like some, that's why I'm thinking like berries, like red berries or something like that. But it was kind of gruesome. And these birds were just eating this stuff in the streets. And the streets were just full of countless numbers of birds. I couldn't even count them. They were just everywhere. So, let me see where I was. Then I said the winds were so strong that the berries were just smashing into the ground so hard and just splattering everywhere. And then I said, I make it home. And it's a lion and a leopard. And it looked, they was together, so I couldn't assume, and it'd be just a glimpse, so I had to just kind of take in what I'm getting from it at that time. So when I texted my daughter, I just said it looked like a lion and leopard was looking for shelter. And it said they wasn't trying to attack, like they weren't trying to attack. It said they was trying to run in my house too. And it was the leopard more so than the lion. So I didn't see the lion per se just kind of trying to charge and barge it to the house, but the leopard looked scared. And it was trying to come to our house. And I knew it wasn't trying to attack. It was too scared to attack. Like, it was just like in this state of fear. It was just this huge fear came on this leopard. And this leopard is trying to get in my house. It's a bird right there. Look, I'm doing this vision about birds. And the bird's so close. I thought it was something on my window. But it's birds. But, so It was a lion and a leopard together. I saw the leopard run up, but I didn't see the lion running inside, even though the two animals was together. In the dream, I was trying to get the kids. Like, my whole vision, I'm just trying to get to my kids in the dream. Like, maybe they was at school or something, in the middle of school, and during the middle of this storm. And I asked my daddy to help me get them. So that's how I was in the dream. I asked my daddy to help me get my kids, because I think they was at school, so I'm trying to drive in this tornado-like weather, trying to just get my kids to get us home to safety. And then I think he had, he kind of had like a stern, like, I don't even think he really said too much, but he had a very stern, like, reaction, very stern, like, appearance, like, very stern, like, it was just very stern. And the lion kind of had that same appearance too. I don't know if I could drive to get to them because the storm was so bad. So that's the dream. So basically, I just had this dream, these birds, they were just like, whatever this was, and it was kind of gruesome. It was just smashing into the ground. You just hear it smash to the ground. It was just attracting all these birds, and these birds had all this stuff in their mouth. So I sent this vision to my mama. And anything I dream dealing with my daddy is extremely significant. So, so my mama, she had gave me the interpretation of this dream. She gave me the interpretation of this dream. So basically, in so many words, and a lot of times I feel like when I send something to my mama, which most of the time, 9 times out of 10, it's a warning, she know what it means. But some people have this mindset of everything is just gonna be good all the time. And that's not really how God coming right now, especially with his judgment. Like, everything not gonna be good. So when I get her these visions, she don't really want to speak on what she know it is. So I be like, can you tell me the vision? Like, I'm like, this is extremely important. I need to know the translation. I'm like, just whatever come to you, just let me know what come to you. And a lot of times she try to hide what God is showing me, because she don't want to tell me the truth about what it really means. So I sent her this vision, and she knew what it meant. But she didn't even say nothing dealing with the dream. I'm like, look, because it's significant. Like, God come to me directly, it's extremely significant. And if I see my dad, it's magnified at that point, and it's a warning dream. So I need to know what this means, So she sent me what she sent me with just like a general idea of just everything going on in the world. And then I was like, look, what do leopards mean to you? And what do birds mean to you? Because I need to know what this means right here. I said, I really need to know what this means. So I'm like, when you hear the word leopard, what come to you? And when you hear the word hear the word birds, what do you associate with birds? Like, spiritually, what do you associate when you hear the word birds? Because I don't know. And basically, you know what it is, but you don't want to speak what it is because it ain't aligning with what might appear to be good, so to speak. So you don't want to speak it, even though it's the truth, because it's in the context, it's not positive, and God coming with his wrath right now. And a lot of people don't want to be received that he's actually coming with his wrath. So I sent her that. So she sent me something the first time, just generalization of what was going on. And then I sent her, I'm like, look, what do leopards mean? What do birds mean? Then she finally told me what it meant. And she told me leopards are those who reject God. That's what leopards are. That's what she said spiritually. Leopards are those who reject God. And then I asked her, what do the birds represent? What are birds? What's coming to you when I say birds based on what I text you dealing with this dream? And she said the birds are demons. She said the birds are demons. So that's what she said. And she don't, really want to speak on stuff like that, like when it comes to stuff, but it's the truth. So then she went on and she actually gave me the scripture that go with this right here. So I'm finna read the scripture that go with this, and it's in Revelation 19, 17, and 18. And the verse says, and then I saw an angel standing in the sun with a loud voice, and he called to all the birds that fly directly overhead, come gather for the great supper of God, to eat the flesh of kings, the flesh of captains, the flesh of mighty men, the flesh of horses and their riders, and the flesh of all men, both free and slave, both small and great. So basically what I was saying, I would think it was some berries, was flesh. It was flesh being thrown to the ground. I could just hear flesh smashing to the ground while I was driving, trying to get my kids in the middle of this storm. And my dad was with me, so it was some form of protection on me, even though I was in the middle of the storm, form of protection on me. So basically, this is the dream. That's the interpretation. And like I said, the lion, it really wasn't like afraid or nothing. It was with the leopard, but the leopard was scared, and the leopard was trying to run the house. The lion wasn't trying to run the house. And basically, that's what this is right here. Look, y'all, I might end up doing a recap and breaking it down even more. You know, if I get something, I just text it right then. Because not only did I see this, I seen a whole lot of other stuff. So I see some stuff dealing with my mama. So I had a boom. I had a vision about my mama. I texted to her. I text this vision to my daughter and my mama. So when I have vision in the middle of the night, 12 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm just texting what I'm seeing. And then if it's something like dealing with my mama or something like that, I try to get it out to the people that I'm seeing in these visions. So that's how my stuff be, and that's what I be dealing with throughout the night. So if I see something, and I'm going to see something. It's not a time I'm not going to see nothing. So if I see something, I'm texting myself all night, trying to remember this stuff. Because as soon as I see this and I lay back down again, I'm going to see something else. And then I'm going to lay down and see something else again. So I have to keep documenting this stuff. So that's basically what's been going on. So this is the dream that I had. It's more to this. It's more to this right here. But them birds I was seeing was actually flesh. That's what I was seeing. Like when my mama told me to read Revelation, I was like, that's what it was, flesh. Because it wasn't even like no berries. But I was just associating berries from the glimpse I could get from the darkness. But it was just smashing. Like it was just a sound that the flesh was making as it was smashing to the ground and it was like little pieces. Like little small pieces, just like little small pieces of berries or something. Little small pieces of like pecans or peanuts or, you know, like that's how it was, but it was actually flesh and it was just smashing it to the ground. It was a sound that this flesh was making as it was smashing to the ground. And that's why I said it was kind of gruesome, because the birds, you know, I even was looking at them and they was just picking up these little pieces. And I couldn't make out what it was, but it was flesh. And it was just, you know, I could even see the flesh in their mouth and see all of them scavenging for all this flesh that was just falling from, I would say falling from heaven and just smashing. Like it was hitting the ground so hard. You know how something hit the ground, it just splattered and spread. That's kind of how I was doing. And that's what was going on in the middle of this storm. So that's my dream right there. You know, I know when I see my dad, it's a form of protection. So I wasn't really like in danger. Like, you know, I was in the middle of the storm trying to get to my kid, doing all this other extra stuff. I really wasn't in danger in the dream. I was just trying to get to safety. So right now, you know, that's really just my mindset, just get to safety. And another thing, like when these storms and stuff come, you know, God told me I cannot look and see his wrath. Meaning, like, if it's a tornado or a bad thunderstorm, I am not allowed to look out the window. I am not allowed to look out no windows out my house to see what he's doing out here, dealing with his wrath and his judgment on humanity right now. So those very specific instructions for me. And my daughter, real quick, but she was driving one day and it was a tree. She texted me, "Are you okay?" I gotta get my daughter some because the storm finna hit. But my daughter, she was driving, and when she was driving, she seen this huge tree in the street. And it kind of shook her up a little bit, like, wow, tree, you know, like, that's how she was. And she said a voice told her, do not look at that tree. And that tree that fell over in the middle of the street, it do not concern you. So if you consider righteous in God's eyes and just in his eyes, his wrath, he don't want you looking at this destruction and all this stuff he finna do. So whenever it's like a bad storm, tornado, or anything, I've been instructed, don't even look out the window. So whatever go on, I just got to be in my room and watch TV or do something. But I cannot, under no circumstances, look. I can't even peep outside. I'm instructed not to even peep outside to see his wrath and see his anger. He don't want his righteous people to see his wrath when it comes. That's why when Noah came and the wrath hit, it was only one window, and that was for the birds to look in and out. So when God comes with his wrath, if you righteous, he gonna tell you to be barricaded and be in that safe place, and you just stay there till he say it's okay to come out. So that's how he normally do. And spiritually, that's what's going on. But like, if like even now, like it's a like last time a tornado had hit, or whatever was going on with all this bad weather that tore Mississippi, I wasn't allowed to even peep out my window to see what was going on. So whenever it's like any kind of storm, anything going on, I've been instructed not to look. I cannot look. I cannot be tempted to look. I can't be curious. I ain't even trying to look, really. I ain't even trying to look. Because I know he mad. So I ain't even trying to see what it finna be. I'm trying to stay out his way and just stay in my room and barricade myself. Just like I told you my dream I had with my lying dream with that judgment, and we was kind of barricaded in our rooms and we couldn't really see what was going on. Yeah, that's kind of how I be for real. So yeah, I'm gonna talk to y'all later. If God give me something else, which he probably will, then I will break this down even more. But I got to get this word out. I got to get this out. So yeah, so I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Yo, you see my hair. Every time I do a video, God, I be in the process of trying to do my hair. Every time you come to me with a dream or a vision, I be in the process of trying to do my hair. Y'all, I'm coming around and uncut. I ain't got time. Like, if he come to me with a vision, especially if it's a warning dream, the severity of it is so high that I don't have time to sit there and put my braids in my hair and be like, okay, now let me get the word out. Like, it's a sense of urgency when I see warning dreams. So I have to do it regardless of how I'm looking. You know, I think God will be catching me off guard anyway, because he don't even want me to be even on my look. So half of the time when I do these videos, I have a vision. I'm probably not together. I'm over it now. I just be like, okay, I didn't have this dream. Let me go and get the vision out. Like, that's how I am now, you know. But, so that's what's going on, too. So y'all enjoy y'all day. Be safe. Get whatever y'all need to get. Stock up on y'all water. I told you everything is brewing over. And a whole lot of these videos I post, for confirmation, I have to do a repost to let you know it already been spoken. And everything I speak got to happen. And I'll talk to y'all later.